Alrighty, YouTube. You almost didn't get a video today because my phone doesn't want to open this camera anymore. I guess it's 3 years old, but it's pretty annoying. But bruh, I also wasn't going to make a video today just because there was nothing to make a video about until this news came out. But I don't have a lot of time because I'm about to take over taking care of the kid for the day. But jeez, man, PlayStation, what the hell? It's not like, sorry, so let me just make this a concise video. What we're talking about today is the fact that PlayStation has decided to announce that after 2028 or starting in 2028, there will no longer be any more printing of physical PlayStation discs, meaning that there will literally be no physical version of a PlayStation game, period, from that point forward. Some of you might be the type of people that buy their stuff digitally, and if that's what you choose to do, good for you, I guess. But many of us still buy the disc. Why do we buy the disc? Because, and this has even changed over time, but if it is a good physical release, the disc has the game on the disc. So if I'm not connected to the internet, if I lose access to my PlayStation account, if I, for whatever reason, can't use their servers to download the game, I still have the game, right? So like an example of this, of like the long tail, is that PS3 games. Another announcement they had today is that they're going to close down the PS3 store. I'm actually not that angry about that because they almost did that 6 years ago and then they kept it running. So they gave us an extra 6 years. I feel like it's fair. But in this scenario, if you no longer have the disc for a PS3 game, unless you decide to jailbreak your console and obtain it through other means and play it through other means, you literally cannot play the game. If you could go find it used, right? And that would allow you to play the game. So like for an example, I was playing Assassin's Creed 1 the other day just to test out things with my jailbroken PS3 because I do own Assassin's Creed on disc and I loaded it on there. And you know, if I did not have that disc, there's no way to go buy a new PS3 game. Now they're taking down the store. There's no way to buy it digitally. If the game was not actually on the disc, the game is gone. Now, recently, they've started just not putting full games on a disc. Like Call of Duty just has the license key to tell you that you're allowed to download it from their servers. So if you don't have internet and you buy Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, whatever, like you put the disc in, you can't play the game. That alone is annoying, but fine. Like if that's what we have to do to keep the physical games alive, then fine. But now we're just saying flat out, hey guys, we're not going to do discs anymore. It's incredibly frustrating because this is just all a ploy to take away ownership rights from the consumer. Now, I'm a supply chain person, like by occupation, so I'm not an idiot. I realize that there are a lot of costs tied into these physical games. You have to manufacture the disc, you have to manufacture the plastic cases, the artwork, you have to assemble it all, you have to ship it somewhere. That costs a lot of money and people and overhead to make sure that that occurs. And you also have to pay for the last mile to get it to where it needs to go, which is like the most expensive piece of the equation. And, you know, retailers like GameStop are not popular anymore. So that is not where the majority of sales are coming from. Apparently, 85% of people that buy the game brand new buy it digitally. So obviously the way I do things is the way of the dinosaur. But it's just, I understand that it costs money to do this, but the digital games are not any less expensive. So purely we're removing a cost that exists and the consumer gets, and a lot of benefits to the consumer, and the consumer gets nothing in return. In addition to this, I guarantee you that the physical disc situation, the costs around that may be a big number in the bottom line, But you have to understand, like, the people that are buying every game on release day, your hardcore PlayStation people, are the people like me, the other weirdos like me, that I don't even have this anymore because I've already become disenfranchised with it, but have like shelves upon shelves of physical games behind them, and that's the only way that they buy them. The only reason to own a PlayStation at this point in time is now PlayStation exclusives. There is literally no other reason. And we're building up this kind of scenario where literally the only company that is willing to ship discs in the next console generation is going to be the one that wins over this entire base of people, because they value the ability to play the game at a later date. They value the ability to buy it once and be able to play it forever. So it's just like, it feels like such a boneheaded thing, but I understand it. I know the Blu-ray disc, even the double layer Blu-ray Ultra HD disc, is the way of the dinosaur, and people, they would love for us just to all forget about it so that we can stop buying used games, we can stop sharing games with each other, we can stop selling games to each other back and forth. Rather now, like for example, if you want to go buy Spider-Man, I bet you could go buy Spider-Man PS5, whether that be Miles Morales or Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man itself, at a used game store like the Exchange where I'm at in Ohio. For I bet you the original Spider-Man remastered right now is $20. I bet. If you try to buy that same game on PlayStation Store right now, it's like the full, if it's not $40, it's like the full $69.99, right? So they hate that we can do that. And so here they are saying, look, we're taking it away. It's just very frustrating. And I think this is it for PlayStation. I think that for a lot of us that have multiple ways to play a game, I'll just wait. If I really want to play a PlayStation exclusive, I'll wait till the entire next console generation and buy it digitally, I guess, on the cheapest version of the console. Or I will buy the cheapest version of the console, I will jailbreak it, and I will obtain these ROMs however I see fit. But I was more than willing to pay you money as long as I got the game, as long as I actually got a game. But that's over now. So, I mean, I need to end this video because I've got to go back home, take care of the kid. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not unreasonable. I realize that the disc is something that we need to move on from. It's not the most optimal way of storing storage or distributing it, the games, right? I use Steam. I'm already a digital games owner. But the thing is, Steam is a much better user experience. If I want to pull the literal license key from my Steam game and dump it in another platform, I can. I can do that. That's why you have multiple launchers. If I can't sell the game to anyone else, fine. But games on Steam right now, right? I bet the price for Spider-Man on PC on Steam right now during the summer sale is significantly less than what it is right now on PlayStation Network or whatever, PS Plus, PS Store. Even with that, like the example I just used, Assassin's Creed, you can still buy that on Steam. And I'm pretty sure it's probably on sale right now on Steam for like $3. PlayStation is never going to do that. At least they've signaled that they're never going to do that. So I understand the disc is dead, but there is no other replacement. If you were going to do something that fits with modern technology, we need a whole new system for DRM. And I know a lot of us just want to say just do no DRM, but they're never going to do that because obviously the game's already cracked then and we'll all just share it. You won't, we'll buy it, but people will. That's what happened to the PSP because it was jailbroken so easily. They're scarred by that. But then, like, I don't know, dude, like, whatever you have to do, like, make us all get a crypto wallet and give us a token for, ownership of the game. But the thing is, okay, what I'm trying to get to end this video is that there are ways that they could provide a similar solution to the ownership that is provided with the DISC in 2026 that uses modern technology to achieve a similar level of ownership and autonomy over the thing that you bought. But they will never do that because they don't have to, and they don't want to. They don't want to compete with the secondhand market. They want to eliminate it entirely, and with this, they get their wish. But what they'll also get in exchange is a lot of people like me who have, I'm not like a PlayStation fanboy, but when I buy a console, I'm probably getting the PlayStation, and I'm probably going to buy games for my PlayStation that I think I would not be able to play on my PC at a similar high quality. Now, if I don't actually get a game, I'm just not doing it. I just don't care anymore. I want to play PlayStation exclusives. I'm a huge God of War fan. Mostly the original games, but the newer games are pretty awesome too. I would say they follow the same issues as like all first-party Sony games right now with like movie game itis, but it's still fun. But it's not so fun that I'll get bent over a barrel. So with that being said, that's the end of the video. Extremely disappointed in the way that PlayStation is going. Not that anyone cares, but I just yearn for a time when we had the people that actually created and built PlayStation to where it is today in charge, because those people got it. They understood why we need this. The current people don't care, and they just want to extract value, and it's fine. I'm a supply chain person. I'm into complexity reduction. I get it, but it's just a sad day. I feel like I'm mourning PlayStation itself right now, which sounds hyperbolic for those of you that probably buy digital games and just stick with it. But I'm just not willing to be okay with that. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.